हेलो एवरीवन। कार्ड कितनी है? Teaching we completed and communication we completed. Now we came on it's my chapter number 6 and here are some conclusion Venn diagrams we'll discuss later. Okay, we can discuss logical reasoning also. Alright, that is chapter number 6. So we're going to discuss logical reasoning chapter 6 and it is all about, we're going to start with tape scanner. I have only that, so it's going to start with tape scanner. Alright, and page number is what? Page number logical reasoning, and it's chapter 6.44 is there. Okay, so we are going to 6.44. Some questions we will discuss today for the logical reasoning. These questions are really very important. This is logical reasoning. Okay, so now we are going to start with logical reasoning. Yes, so chapter number 6. Okay, I have here question number 1. Answer key theory questions. Yeah, the process by which conclusion is arrived at on the basis of other proposition is termed as conclusion because of other proposition, that is inference. Okay, because of other proposition that support the conclusion of an argument, that support the conclusion, that non-premise. If it support, that is premise. That proposition which is affirmed on the basis of premise, affirmed with the premise, is known as conclusion. If it's affirmed, that is conclusion. If support, that is premise. Basis of other proposition, that is inference. Deduction and induction are two main form of, what is the deduction and induction? That is reasoning. Reasoning where we start with certain particular statement and conclude with a universal statement, that is B, that is the inductive reasoning. Start with certain particular statement and conclude with a universal, that is the inductive. Okay, with which of the following term deductive inference is identified? Deductive is by the B, analytical. Okay, which of the following can be defined as group of statement that have common conclusion? So that is common conclusion is a proposition. The premise provide conclusive ground for conclusion. Conclusive ground is deductive reasoning. The defined feature of the valid deduction. Valid deduction is the certainty. If there is a valid deduction, that is certainty. Okay. Inductive argument are typically what? Inductive argument is B, that is synthetic. So what is inductive argument? It is synthetic. Okay. The relationship between premise and conclusion in a deductive argument is basically what? So it is basically, that is C, implication, entailment. Okay. In inductive reasoning, the conclusion is what? Conclusion is a probable. So conclusion is what? That is a probable conclusion. Certainty is what? Certainty is a logical. Certainty always is logical. Inductive argument are properly characterized by, so inductive argument is characterized by, that is B, that is strong and weak. Inductive by the strong and weak. In logical reasoning, truth or falsehood is usually associated with, that is associated with proposition. Truth or falsehood is usually associated with the proposition. Okay, validity or invalidity may be predicted of. Validity and the invalidity is because of deductive argument. Validity and invalidity is deductive argument. The falsehood of the valid deductive argument's conclusion guarantee that guarantee about at least one of the premises false. To be critical thinking must be what? That is the analytical. To be critical thinking must be, that is the analytical. Deductive argument involve, that is seeing the logical relationship. Deductive argument involves seeing the logical relationship. So deductive argument what involve? That is seeing the logical relationship. A fallacy is what? That is B, that is false argument. Fallacy is a false argument. Inductive reasoning is based on, inductive is based on uniformity of nature. If it is possible for the premise of deductive argument to be true and its conclusion to be false, the argument is what? That is 22, and that is B, that is God created the world. If it is possible for premise of the deductive argument to be true and its conclusion is false, 22 is what? That is B, that is invalid. Consider the following proposition. 23 is B, that is inductive argument. All humans are mortal is an example of inductive. Which of following describes a valid deductive argument with true premise? Valid deductive argument is what? 24 is sound argument. A deductive argument is sound if and only if deductive is sound, valid, and all premises are true. That is the deductive argument. Lakshman is a morally good person because he is morally good person because it is valid and its conclusion is false. अब conclusion false है तो वो डिडक्टिव होगा. लक्ष्मण इज मॉरली गुड पर्सन, अगर वो गुड पर्सन है तो ही इज रैशनल पर्सन. In term of nature, both the premise and conclusion of the argument are what? 27 is B, proposition. Which of the following denotes a statement relation between the two terms? 28 is what? That is A, that is proposition. Structure of a logical argument is based on, 29 is A, that is formal validity. In a deductive argument, conclusion is what? 30 is C, that is entirety by the premises. Syllogistic reasoning is what? That is 31 is A, that is deductive. Syllogistic reasoning is the deductive. A syllogism must have, what is must have? That is 3 terms होने चाहिए syllogism में. The two kind of propositions are what? 33 is B, categorical and conditional. Two kinds of the propositions are categorical and conditional. Which of the following denotes relation between two terms? 34 is D, that is copula. A deductive argument is valid if 35 is D, premise are true and conclusion is true. Which is following is false? 33 is C, C is 2 and 4. A cogent argument must be inductive. An argument may legitimately be spoken, true or false. A valid argument may have false, no. Inductive argument always proceed from the particular to general, that's also not true. The sum total of object to which term can be applied. The sum total of term is applied, that is extension, that is connotation, that is connotation. Denotation is what? That is the extension and the function of suggestion quality possessed by object. Possessed by object, that is connoting. Connotation is same as, what is the connotation? That is intention. In a categorical proposition, the predicate is either affirmed or denied of the subject. 41 is what? That is A, that is unconditionally. Okay, so predicate is either affirmed or denied by subject unconditionally. The proposition, if you work hard you will succeed. 42 is what? 42 is B, that is conditional proposition. A disjunctive proposition is what? 43 is A, that is conditional proposition. Inductive logic study the way in which a premise may be. 44 is D, support a conclusion without entailing it. Without entailing it, it's a inductive logic study. Which of the following statement are true? So it's 45 is D. A cogent argument may have a probably false conclusion. A statement may be true or false. Some argument will not completely valid or almost valid, no. A sound argument may be invalid, no. Affirmative or negative is the classification of proposition on the basis of, that is 46 is B, that is the quality. Universal or particular is the classification of proposition. 47 is A, that was quantity. Universal, quantity, that is universal or particular is the classification of proposition, that is the quantity. A proposition in which the predictor refers to all individual objects denoted by the subjects. All is denoted by the subject, that is 48 is D, that is universal. A proposition in which the predicates belong only to a part of denotation of the subject. Only denotation of the subject, that is the particular. Okay. Individual proposition are to be regarded as, that is regarded as universal. Individual proposition is a universal. The proposition all men are mortal is an example of, that was universal affirmative. The proposition no men are perfect is what? That is 52 is B, universal negative. Some flowers are green. 53 is C, that is particular affirmative. Some flowers are not green. 54 is D, particular negative. When a term is used in an entire extent, object denoted by term. So 55 is what? That is C, that is distributed. When a term refers only to a part of the class of things denoted by term, that term is said to be 56 is what? That is a undistributed term. Universal affirmative proposition is what? Universal affirmative is subject. Universal negative is what? 58 is C, both subject and predicate, that is universal negative. Particular affirmative is 59 is D, neither subject nor predicate. Particular negative is what? That is a predicate. Particular negative is what? That is the predicate. Okay. And particular affirmative both subject and predicate. Negative is only predicate. The process of passing directly from a single proposition to a conclusion. If it's a single proposition to a conclusion, that is immediate inference. Which of the following assert the agreement or the disagreement of a subject and predicate? That is B, that is immediate inference is subject and predicate. Okay. Which of the following show the relationship between the two universal having same subject but differing in the quality? 63 is A, that is contrary proposition. Which of the following show the relationship between the two propositions having the same subject but differing in both quality and quantity? 64 is B, that is contradictory proposition. The relation between two particular propositions having the same subject and predicate but differing in the quality में अगर different हो, that is subcontrary. If that is different in the quality, that is subcontrary. Okay. And both quantity and quality but differing in the both quantity and quality, दोनों में डिफर कर रहे हैं, तो 64 का आ जाएगा बी, कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी अपोजिशन एंड सब कॉन्ट्ररी. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग शो एन अपोजिशन इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन टू प्रपोजिशन हैविंग द सेम सब्जेक्ट एंड प्रेडिकेट? 66 is C, that is subaltern. If one of the contrary is true, the truth value of other is 63 is C, that is false. If one of the contrary is false, the truth value of the other is 68 is D, that is doubtful. If one of the contradiction is true, the other must be 69 is B, that is false. Both the contrary proposition cannot be true. Of the two sub-contrary, if one is false, the other is necessarily true. If one of the two contrary is true, then one will be 72 is C, doubtful. Between subalternation, if the universal is true, the particular will be true. If the particular proposition of subaltern is false, its corresponding universal will be false. If a particular proposition subaltern is true, the truth of the universal proposition will be 75D, doubtful. It's true, then it will be doubtful. Particular is true, so universal will be doubtful. The proposition Chanakya is wise is an example of. 76 is what? That is B, singular proposition. The quality of the proposition is determined by the extension of 77 is subject. In a conditional proposition, the part which expresses the condition by if or its equivalent to 78 is A, that is an antecedent. Which of the following terms describe the syllogism? 79 is A, mediate and deductive, both is a syllogism. The major term is what? 80 is C, that is predicate of the conclusion is the major term. Okay, predicate is the major term. The minor term is what? 81 is A, that is subject is the minor term, major term is predicate. The term which occur in the premise and not in the conclusion, that was middle term. SBI में
जो कहते हैं मैंने पढ़ने वाले गया ग्रीन कार्ड
वरना थी. Which of the following perform the function of intermediary? That was middle term. How many times each term occur in a syllogism? That was twice. All Indian are hardworking. All Punjabs and Indians. 85 is C, valid. If one premise is negative, the conclusion must be, that is negative. Combination of which of the following two type of premise yield no valid conclusion? 87 is B, that is particular. No conclusion is possible from 2. 88 is C, that is negative premise. No conclusion is possible from 2, that is negative premise. If one premise is particular, the conclusion must be. 89 is D, that is particular. If one premise is particular, the conclusion must be particular. Which one of the following is not a argument? 90 is A. If today is the Tuesday, tomorrow will be Wednesday. Which of the following statement is completely nonsensical? 91 is B. He is a bachelor but the married recently. He is the bachelor but the married recently. He is bachelor but he married recently. Which of the following say same things? 92 is B. B means 2, 3, 4 and 5. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. My sole enemy is a teacher. That's not true. I am a teacher. That's not true. Okay. Which of the following correct way of arguing? So 93 is A, 3 and 4. A equal to B, B equal to C. Hence the A equal to C. If everyone is a liar, then we cannot prove it. There can be no sound husband without a sound wife. Not true. Anil friend of Bob, Bob friend of Raj. Hence Anil friend of Raj. That's not true. Which of the following is analogous statement? Man is like gold. Venn diagram is a kind of diagram. 95 is B. Represent and assess the validity of elementary inference with the help of the Boolean algebra of the classes. A is true because B true. B is true because A is true. This is type of argument. 96 is what? That is C. Circular argument. Which of the following is an example of circular argument? That is B. God is a source of scripture and the scripture is the source of our knowledge of the God. All students are not genius. 98 is A. That was many students are not genius. Determine the nature of the following definition. Poor means having an annual income 1000. 99 is B. That is precising. In expression, nothing is larger than itself. 100 is what? That is D. In reflexive. Determining the nature of following definition. Abortion means the ruthless murdering of the innocent being. That is B. That is persuasive. Which of the following not an argument? 102 is if Abhimanyu is growing fat and if he does not eat during the day, he will be eating at the night. Okay, P is true, Q is true, P is false, Q is false. 103 is C. That is subcontrary. Two proposition with the same subject and predicate term but different in quality में अगर different तो 104 is D. Subcontrary. No men are mortal is contradictory to 105 is B. That is some men are not mortal. No men are mortal is contradictory to some men are not mortal. Which of the following statement are always true? So 106 is B. 1, 3 and 4. A wooden table is a table. The sun rises in the east every day. A chicken comes out of a hen's egg. Now it is raining or not raining. That's not true. Person educated through a foreign language are sure to be unpatriotic. 107 is D. That is if the statement is a prejudice. Decline of British Empire should have resulted in decline of English language. 108 is C. If the statement is an opinion. If X loves Y, what can be the inferred about Y loves X? 109 is C. Many be true. Honesty is the best policy. 111 that is it facilitates cohesiveness in the society. 111 that is D. D is first is Mahatma Gandhi believe in non-violence. Okay. Then next one will be the sunset is beautiful. Then do not tell the world what you do. Just do it. And those who own a car is rich. Education and socio-economic development means that is related in the direct proposition. Direct proposition. Baits are mammals because baits suckle their young. That is 113 का आ जाएगा A. All those who suckle their young are mammals. That's not true. Okay, a single shelf of good European library is worth native literature of India. 114 का आ जाएगा D. Reactionary. Consider the following statement. 115 का आ जाएगा A. Valid. I think things exist therefore I am. Okay, which of the following statement is the following from the statement only good trains stop at the station? So 116 का आ जाएगा D. That is all trains that stops at stations are good trains. That's not true. Evaluate the following statement in term of whether each is fact opinion. 117 का आ जाएगा B. First, in a democracy, no party should be in the power for too long. Then women are not suitable for police service. Then obesity is a risk factor for coronary heart disease. And last is the have a proper test even during the examination. Net test is conducted for postgraduate. 118 का आ जाएगा C. All postgraduate can take the net examination. For a proposition to be true, it is necessary that it should have all the following characteristics except 119 का आ जाएगा B. It must be in the tune with accepted belief. For inference are drawn from the statement given below. Which of the following correct inference? 120 का आ जाएगा C. Rahul has been living in Australia. Most probably he can speak English. The speed of the internet for higher education is premise 121, that is C. Easy management and dissemination of the knowledge, that is the speed of internet for the higher education premise easy management dissemination of the knowledge. World Trade Organization is liberalized trade regime, that is 122 is B, that is knowledge based economy and the globalized reality, economy and reality. The essence of justification to beauty context is what? 123 is A. Women have standard feature on which they can be rated. This worker is graduate, no one else the factory is graduate. 124 is D. Only one worker in factory is graduate. All of the glitters is not the gold. 125 is D. Most dresses in the market are expensive means 126 is C. Some dresses in that market are expensive. Every library has books. 127 is C. No library is without books. The electronic media convince its viewer that the likelihood of their becoming the victim of a violent crime is extremely high. 128 is C. Electronic media promote a feeling of helpless vulnerability in viewer. This book can help because all good books helps. 129 is B. This is a good book. Soldier serves their country. 130 is C. That is some person who are soldier serves their country. To pass any competitive exam, one must work hard. That given without hard work, one does not pass the competitive exam. All the books written by the Professor Bhardwaj textbooks, some of these are published by Indian Publishing House. 132 is B. Some textbooks written by the Professor Bhardwaj are published by publishers other than Indian Publishing House. All students in my class are bright. Mehtab is not bright. 133 is C. Mehtab must change the school. That's not true. Which of the following is not the correct? A belief become a scientific truth when it. 134 is C. That is accepted by many people. Child labor can best be eradicated if the following is done for concerned children. 135 is B. Employment is provided to parents and free education given to the children. So this was we done today some questions of the reasoning. Now we'll go for another questions also.